Hey friends! Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this super easy DIY jumpsuit. Let's get started. For this jumpsuit I am using a stretch knit fabric that I folded in half selvage to selvage, and I'm using a pair of jeans that fit me well, and I folded those in half, and I'm starting at the back crotch seam, and I'm cutting 1-inch seam allowance around the sides, around the crotch, the top, and then once I get down to the bottom of the crotch area I flared it out just a little bit so that I will have a wider leg, and then I'm going to fold it to the front crotch seam over to the other side of the fabric, and I'm going to scoop it down because the front waistband area is shorter than the back, and I'm going to cut that at 1-inch seam allowance, and then I'm going to flare it out at the bottom so the legs are wider. Then I'm going to take it to the machine and I'm going to zigzag stitch at that crotch area. And now that that's sewn together, I am going to pin at the crotch and then down the legs. Once I have that all pinned up, I'm going to take that to the machine and I'm going to stitch from one end of the legs around to the other end. And I'm using a stretch stitch or a zigzag stitch. Now that that's sewn up, let's work on the top. I'm using an old t-shirt that I've tucked in at the sleeves and cinched in at the waist. I folded the shirt up to my natural waistline area, and I'm cutting around it using a 1-inch seam allowance. And then just about 4 inches from the back neckline is where I cut straight across, and then I'm going to fold it in half to cut it evenly on the other side. So I did not cut out a neckline for this. And then I'm going to cut off that small strip at the bottom, and I'm going to fold that in half and make it a tube and sew down the side of that, and then sew down just the sides of the shirt from underarm all the way down. Now that that's sewn up, we're going to attach the top to the pants. So we're turning the pants right side out, and we're going to place pins in the sides of the pants so that we can section it off. And we're going to do the same thing to the top. We're going to fold the top in half, and we're going to place pins in the front and back middle sections, and this will help us to make it even when we attach the top to the bottom. So we're going to turn the top upside down, and it's still going to be inside out, and we're going to tuck the pants inside of the shirt. And we're going to match up those side pins that we placed in the pants to the side seam of the top and pin it together. And the middle pins in the top, we're going to match to the middle seams of the pants, the middle back and the middle front, and pin those together. So there should be 4 pins. And this will have it evenly spaced, and we're going to stretch and stitch all the way around to attach the top to the bottom. And now that the top is attached to the bottom, we're going to hem the sides. So we're going to roll it over 1/4 inch and then another 1/4 inch, and we're going to stitch from the back to the front. So it'll be kind of like a straight line stitch. And we're going to do the same thing for the other side. And then after we hem those sides, we're going to fold down 1/2 inch and then a 1 inch to create a casing. And we're going to stitch as close to the edge as possible. And we're going to do that to the front and the back. And then we're going to hem the bottom. We're going to roll up 1/2 inch and then another 1/2 inch, and we're going to stitch all the way around the bottom. And now that the casing is created and the sides are hemmed, we've already created the tube, so we're going to turn that right side out. And this is going to be the tie that holds the jumpsuit up. So I place a safety pin right at the end of the tube, and I have turned the safety pin into the hole so that I can turn the tube right side out. So I'm just feeding that safety pin all the way through to the other end so that I can pull it out on the other side. And once I get to the other side, I'm going to grab that safety pin through the hole and pull it, and it's going to help me to turn it right side out. And now that I have it turned right side out, I'm going to take that same safety pin and I'm going to feed it through the casing that I made at the top of the jumpsuit. So I'm going to feed it through one side, and once I pull it out the other side, I'm going to take that same strap and I am going to feed it through the back side. In one hole and out the other. And once I pull that out, I am going to tie a knot at the end of each side of that tube, which is now a strap. I've already removed the safety pin, and in order to hold it up on the strap on my shoulder, I'm going to tie it in a knot, and that will make it like a shoulder strap. I've done the same thing to create a waistband. I just made it longer. And that is it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you again soon. Bye.